Catholic TV is not only the oldest Catholic television network in the United States, but it has served as a beacon of hope using the power of technology to connect people through the daily Mass inspiring programming as well as educational content to teach in the Catholic tradition. Catholic TV Network is available in more than 14 million homes. It has an interactive website with HD, live streaming, and video on demand on Roku, Apple TV, Android, and iPhone. Tell us more about bringing the gospel of Jesus Christ on today. Jesus Christ's birthday is Deacon Franklin Mejia, who has been at Catholic TV for more than 20 years as a host and producer. In late 2014, Deacon Mejia was assigned by Cardinal Sean O'Malley with the mission to produce La Santa Misa, the first Spanish-speaking Catholic Mass to air on Catholic TV. And we also have invited in studio his wife, Wendy, who is a parishioner at Sacred Hearts in Malden. Welcome to Urban Update. Thanks for coming in, and Merry Christmas to both of you.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you.
Well, Deacon Mejia, let's start out. For Catholics, despite all the Santa Claus fanfare and holiday shopping frenzy, this is arguably one of the most holiest days for Catholics, correct?
That's right. If you take in consideration that when Jesus Christ born, all the promise of the prophets is fulfilled. The one Messiah is coming to the salvation of the world, and that's what we believe, that when Christmas means that Christ is coming for us for our salvation. So it's important. I was talking to Wendy, and I said, Wendy, the most important for the Catholic right now, for us, for Christian, is the Christ born. And that he come, and we have to celebrate in our life and show to all the community who is Christ for us.
Yeah, and it's beautiful that, as children we promote imagination through Santa Claus and the elf on the shelf. Santa Claus does have a history of Saint Nicholas, a saint, a bishop, but at the same time we must not forget that the true meaning of Christmas is Christ coming to humanity, God becoming man to this earth.
And what does Christmas look like in your household, Wendy? You could maybe share a little bit about
Christmas. Well, it's beautiful. I come from a Latin family from El Salvador, now mixing Dominican also traditions. But it is, we start off with Advent. We start off with the novena, singing songs and awaiting Christ. There's music. There's the tradition of celebrating Jesus' birth. We actually start celebration also on Christmas Eve on 24th with a dinner, with Mass. And then also after celebrating and waiting for midnight to come when baby Jesus is born, and that's when we can open our first gift. And then on Christmas morning, the gift from Santa Claus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Deacon Mejia, tell us a little bit more about Catholic TV and how do you describe its programming, who watches?
It's very nice because in the beginning you basically described Catholic TV. Catholic TV is based in Watertown, Massachusetts, is seen by 44 million people house in the United States, around the United States, and it can be seen around the world through the internet, where we have a live television on Catholic TV network. We produce the Mass, what is very important for every Catholic, for every Christian. We produce a different show, entertainment for kids and for adult people, and we talk about faith. And something I would say the most important in Catholic TV is because we answer the question or the request one day made to all the Catholic, John Paul II, when he said, we have to bring the evangelization to all the world and use all the media available, and that's what we're doing in Catholic TV.
Now, you produced the first Spanish-speaking Catholic Mass to air on Catholic TV. I guess, how did that come about?
I was ordained in 2014. I got 2 assignments from Cardinal Sean O'Malley. My first assignment is at Sacred Heart Church in Malden, and my second assignment is Catholic TV. I was working already in Catholic TV, producing a program called Buena Nueva. And in my first day as a deacon in Catholic TV, I had an interview with Father Reed, who's now Bishop Reed, and he said to me, when do you think that we can start to produce a Mass? And I said, just give me a couple months and we can put it together. See, he helped me, all the Catholic TV staff helped me, and we, thank God, we came with we have two years producing the Mass.
Now, how important in your view is the role that Catholic TV's Spanish Mass played in bringing this message to people?
We have to take in consideration that Mass and television is not try to replace the Mass and the church. And people who normally watch the Mass and television is the people who's in a hospital, people who's on home sick, people who really cannot attend to the Mass. And we can bring the gospel to them, and they can have a spiritual communion when they receive the gospel. They can hear the homily through the priest, so they continue in connection with the meaning of being a Catholic.
Now, Wendy, I guess, do you think the true meaning of Christmas sometimes gets lost in the world today?
Definitely. I believe that the true meaning of Christmas does get lost. People are worried more about shopping, worried more about the hustle and bustle of trying to get out there the best gift ever, when we forget that the true meaning is the gift of God giving his only son to humanity to bring life, to bring hope to those who are in despair. You know, we're all in despair. But also the importance of giving each other as gifts. You know, nothing can replace a smile. Nothing can replace time. Giving time, the gift of time to your family members, to your children, or the gift of touch, of hugging each other and being there for one another. So remember the true meaning of Christmas, which is giving Christ to others, and Christ describes himself as the Son of God, and God is love, and love is understanding, peace, and more.
Now, Deacon Mejia, today is also the first day of Hanukkah, as you know, a very special day for so many. Do you find that it's important when you see people from all religions really respecting each other and celebrating on a day like today?
Of course, because if you watching the news every day now, we saw how many hate is around the world. And when you see people celebrating something special, like it bring us together, they bring the community together and bring people peace to the world, it's beautiful to see it. As I think Hanukkah, as a Catholic, to see as a Catholic is an inspiration for us to continue to proclaiming the gospel too.
Okay, and we'll leave it right there on this Christmas Day. Deacon Franklin Mejia and Mrs. Mejia, Wendy Mejia, thank you both for coming in, and again, Merry Christmas.
Thank you for having us, Byron. Merry Christmas.
Okay, when we return, he's Catholic, she's Jewish, and they have been married for more than 53 years. Their amazing love story in just a few moments right here on Urban Update.